has identified himself as a longtime Democratic staffer. This is not a Republican operative, a Democratic staffer who was working in Democratic offices at the time of the alleged leaking in 16-17. This staffer was interviewed by FBI agents on several occasions and told those agents that then Congressman Adam Schiff was the one who approved the leaks.
The image of Adam Schiff as a fearless truth seeker collapses once Megyn Kelly takes aim, exposing him as the ultimate showman of empty drama. Instead of unveiling the bombshells he so often teased, his career became little more than a series of grand speeches and hollow accusations. Kelly strips his persona down piece by piece, showing a figure built not on substance or statesmanship, but on a hunger for cameras, applause, and the shallow glow of Washington's spotlight.
2017, because he said he considered the leaks to be, quote, unethical, illegal, and treasonous. This is a Democrat staffer who is saying to the FBI he had a holy shit moment when he heard Adam Schiff give the order. These documents that outline the FBI's interview, the FBI doesn't tape its interviews. They go back and they report what they heard.
Crafted his reputation as Congress's self-styled detective. But rather than solving crimes, he built conspiracies out of smoke, dangled empty promises, and treated every vague hunch like a smoking gun. Megyn Kelly doesn't just question his tactics, she dismantles them. Layer by layer, she exposes how Schiff's carefully built truth-teller mask is nothing more than political theater. Loud, dramatic, and hollow, Schiff embodies performance politics at its emptiest.
In response to the heat he's getting for the following clip.
It is an existential threat, Senator, and also
Asleep.
I have not seen it yet, but from what I've heard about former FBI Director Ray,
someone in the audience behind
comments on 60
Pam
Minutes regarding China
is videotaping Adam Schiff asleep.
Within our own country, infiltrating our water systems, our national gas lines.
I defend Adam Schiff.
Light Schiff's favorite trick, putting on his serious face for the cameras, as though widened eyes and hushed tones could replace actual facts. He repeatedly hinted at evidence of collusion so powerful it would change history. Each time he hinted, teased, and dramatized, only to deliver nothing. His investigations turned out less Sherlock Holmes and more Scooby-Doo, with no big reveal, no villains unmasked, just endless speculation that evaporated into thin air.
Weaponized the DOJ to use it against his opponents. I believe that's what was done to him. Though, as we discussed with Alan Dershowitz in that now famous clip that went around where I said we need Steve Bannon, I'm not totally opposed to it. I'm going to be honest. Who would cry a tear if Adam Schiff actually got some sort of hassle thrown his way by the DOJ?
Adam Schiff doesn't trade in facts. He trades in innuendo. His specialty isn't uncovering truth, but stretching stories just long enough to keep himself in the headlines. Kelly underscores the obvious. If Schiff truly had the evidence he bragged about, it would have come out long ago. Instead, he dragged hearings, fed soundbites to TV networks, and cast himself as the hero of a narrative that never existed. Schiff wasn't a watchdog. He was a hype man for conspiracy theater.
Leaked classified information which was derogatory to the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Schiff stated the information would be used to indict President Trump. The whistleblower stated this would be illegal, and upon hearing his concerns, unnamed members of the meeting reassured that they would not be caught leaking classified.
Schiff, such an easy target, is his arrogance. Even when proven wrong, he doubles down, as though the public is too dim to notice. Kelly skewers this audacity, showing how he could stand in front of cameras, recycle baseless claims, and then pretend the real problem was people questioning him. It's gaslighting at its boldest. The salesman who insists a broken lemon is a luxury car. Schiff didn't just bend truth. He turned it into a stage
pardoned Adam Schiff at the end of his term. But unlike the one he gave to Hunter, it was a limited pardon. And it only spoke to J6 and his work on the January 6th Select Committee. So it would not immunize him from any of the claims you and I are discussing right now, right?
Also drills into Schiff's hypocrisy. He branded himself as a crusader against corruption, yet bent the rules whenever it served him, selectively leaking, pushing half-formed intelligence, and milking hearings for sound bites. To him, the House floor wasn't a chamber of governance. It was a stage audition. His obsession with attention wasn't harmless. It was destructive. While he postured as democracy's savior, he wasted years dragging Congress through partisan spectacle. And when you measure Schiff's actual accomplishments, the record is barren. His greatest talent was manufacturing outrage.
Walk us through what the 302 reports that the FBI wrote up after their interviews with this whistleblower say.
Yeah, so let's give you a sense of who this person is. We don't know their name because the name is redacted, but we know their career. They're a career intelligence officer. So they started in the executive branch as an intelligence officer, and then they get detailed to the Democratic side of the House Intelligence Committee. Eventually, this person inherits as his boss, Adam Schiff, when Adam Schiff takes over as the Democrat minority ranking member on House Intelligence in 2016. And they're working for Adam Schiff. And somewhere in the beginning of the Russia collusion, false narrative building in America, he attends a meeting where Adam Schiff says
of Schiff's career, or what passes for one, was the impeachment saga. He wrung every ounce of camera time from those hearings, delivering speeches so sanctimonious they sounded like bad Shakespeare in a high school gym. Kelly calls it what it was: scripted outrage. Schiff wasn't defending democracy. He was auditioning as its lead actor. And like all his other productions, the finale fell flat. Schiff never produced the conspiracies he promised. He just wasted America's time, hiding behind vague phrases like, "the evidence suggests." Kelly rips away the magician's curtain to reveal nothing but smoke.
Immunized for what he did related from January 6 forward to 2021. So these things occurred in 17 and 18. You've got the mortgage issue, which is also based on our reporting, a story we broke last October on the counting two houses as his primary residence to get better mortgage deals. Those would fall outside of the pardon, according to the legal experts who've looked at it. And I suspect if those get to the case of criminality at some point, that there may be some legal challenges trying to test that pardons.
Then there's Schiff's obsession with Donald Trump, which Kelly slices apart like a chef at work. Schiff built his entire brand on being the man who would bring Trump down. Night after night, he swore Trump's downfall was imminent. Years later, Trump was still standing, while Schiff was still recycling the same tired lines. Schiff's career became chained to the very man he vowed to destroy, and history will remember him as the politician who barked endlessly but never bit. Kelly also highlights how Schiff monetized the obsession, turning political fear into a fundraising scheme. The result: donors got nothing but his smug face on TV and the same empty promises.
Have a whole criminal investigation of Donald Trump for having documents at Mar-a-Lago that might have classified information in them, and we just can't have that. We can't have classified information running around out there in the hands of people who aren't authorized. Meanwhile, this is the former president of the United States who can declassify everything. We were told that for 2 years straight, the past 2 years by Democrats. And now what you're saying is that one of the most vocal about that, Adam Schiff, had been at the helm of releasing classified information.
Defenders say he's just standing up for democracy. But Kelly calls that excuse laughable. Standing up for democracy doesn't mean turning hearings into circus acts, or crying wolf so many times that people stop listening. Schiff preached about misinformation while peddling narratives that never materialized. He styled himself as a guardian of truth while leaving behind a trail of exaggerations and fabrications. And he did it all with that same smug, self-righteous expression, daring anyone to challenge him.
Only the unverified allegation of a single former staffer, the alleged conduct would involve criminal and unethical conduct of the highest order, if proven. Your reaction to this news?
Well, it's in keeping with my opinion of Adam Schiff. I've been calling him McCarthy. Ever since he started in on Trump, and as John pointed out, McCarthy at least there had some communists in the government that he was talking about, although he was irresponsible. Adam Schiff repeatedly came out and said, "I have seen documents that indict, that link Trump to Russia, but I can't reveal them to you now, but just you wait, I'm going to reveal them." And of course, we know they weren't there. We know there was nothing there. Now we have this information from the whistleblower, my favorite part of which is when the whistleblower says
The core of Kelly's takedown is a simple truth. Adam Schiff is a fraud, not criminally but professionally. He marketed himself as a warrior for democracy, but delivered nothing but political theater. His endless promises fizzled, his investigations collapsed, and the public was left divided and drained. Schiff didn't protect democracy. He cheapened it, turning it into reality TV. And even now, after years of empty predictions, he struts into interviews with the same misplaced confidence. But history already sealed his legacy. Adam Schiff, the politician who mistook drama for leadership, the salesman of fear, and the cautionary tale of what happens when power is traded for cameras.
Specific on the details. Like, it doesn't sound like a lie because this person had a lot of details when speaking to the FBI. Quote, when working in this capacity, this whistleblower was called to an all-staff meeting by Schiff. In this meeting, Schiff stated the group would leak classified information, which was derogatory.
History closes the curtain on Schiff. He won't be remembered as the man who defended the Constitution. He'll be remembered as the politician who promised a smoking gun, but delivered nothing but smoke. Kelly exposes the gap between Schiff's self-image and his real record. He wanted to be a statesman. Instead, he weakened institutions, turning them into props for his ego-driven performances. His endless repetition of baseless claims only exposed the holes in his story. To Schiff, airtime was currency. To the public, it became proof of his emptiness. Kelly takes satisfaction in showing how America eventually saw through the act.
Interview transcripts from the FBI. They're not exactly transcripts, they're FBI write-ups of the interviews that they conducted with a whistleblower who's a self-described Democrat working for the Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee, who worked for them, by the way, for 10 years, who says that he was there in 2017 when he heard Adam Schiff say, we are going to leak classified documents and intel to the media with the hopes of getting Donald.
Then comes the hypocrisy. Schiff made a career out of condemning dishonesty, yet his entire persona was built on exaggeration, selective leaks, and misleading narratives. Kelly paints him as the salesman who pointed fingers while selling his own defective product. Once exposed, his credibility shrank to the value of a Blockbuster membership card. Kelly drills into the contrast between Schiff's inflated ego and his meager achievements. Instead of progress, he left cynicism, division, and distrust. He isn't remembered as a defender of democracy, but as a punchline. Schiff craved the legacy of a respected statesman but leaves behind nothing more than internet parody. Kelly doesn't just roast him, she buries him under his own record.